Hello, so today I'm gonna continue read this book, and it's gonna be the last paragraph of this chapter, and it's already my third time of recording, so I failed the first couple times because once the camera actually failed and slipped, and the other time was because I read it pretty awful. I made lots of mistakes when reading this through, so let me try this time again to see if I get any better. So this paragraph is called "Make Your Dent in the Universe." Make your dent in the universe. Somehow I think this is one of the famous quote from Steve Jobs. I guess that's what's mentioned in the book. Yeah, let me get started. With creative confidence comes the desire to proactively guide the course of your life or your organization rather than be carried along on the prevailing winds. Roger Martin, Dean of the University of Toronto's Rodman School of Management, once told us that what stuck out to him about designers is that they always act with intentions. While others may unconsciously go with the default option, design thinkers make everything a conscious and original choice, from how they arrange their bookshelf to how they present their work. When they look around the world, they see opportunities to do things better and have a desire to change them. Once you start creating things, whether it's laying out a new garden or starting a new company or writing a new piece of code, you start to realize that everything has that intention behind it. Everything in the modern society is the result of a collection of decisions made by someone. Why shouldn't that someone be you? When you unleash your creative confidence, you start to see new ways to improve the status quo, from how you throw a dinner party to how you run a meeting. And once you become aware of those opportunities, you have to start seizing them. To us, that focused intentionality was one of Steve Jobs' defining characteristics. David met Steve back in 1980 when we designed the first Apple mouse. They became friends during a dozen subsequent projects for Steve's ventures at Apple, Next, and Pixar. Steve never took the path of least resistance. He never accepted the world as is. He did everything with intentionality. No detail was too small to escape his attention. No detail was too small to escape his attention. He also pushed us beyond what we thought we could do. We experienced his reality distortion field firsthand. He just kept raising the bar, even when it seemed unreasonable. But we would try, and we would get 3/4 of the way there, which was always farther than we would have gotten by ourselves. After Steve was forced out of Apple and was planning the startup that would become Next Computer, he stopped by David's office one day to talk about his vision for the new machine. Let me repeat this paragraph. After Steve was forced out of Apple and was planning the startup that would become Next Computer, he stopped by David's office one day to talk about his vision for the new machine. Always seeking Zen simplicity, Steve asked David, "What's the simplest three-dimensional shape in the world?" David was sure that it was a sphere, but that didn't matter because the answer Steve was looking for was a cube. And so began our project of helping Steve with the engineering design of his cube-shaped Next Computer. During that intense project, Steve often called David at home in the middle of the night. In the era before email and the texting, to insist that we make some change. What kind of pressing issue couldn't wait till morning? One night, the call was about whether the plating on some screw on the inside of the cast magnesium cube should be cadmium or nickel. David's response was something like, "Geez, Steve, it's on the inside of the box," but Steve still cared, and we of course changed it. We don't know if any Next customer ever cracked open the machine and saw those perfectly plated fasteners, but Steve left no such detail to chance. Steve had a deep sense of creative confidence. He believed. He knew that Alexa, stop. Yeah, my timer is up, but I'm just gonna continue finish up this paragraph. Steve had a deep sense of creative confidence. He believed he knew that you can achieve audacious goals if you have the courage and the perseverance to pursue them. I really like this sentence. Yeah, let me repeat this again for the reason I really like it, not for that I made a mistake. Steve had a deep sense of creative confidence. He believed he knew that you can achieve audacious goals if you have the courage and the perseverance to pursue them. He was famous for his exhortation to make a dent in the universe, which he expressed in this way in a 1994 interview. The minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it, that is maybe the most important thing. Once you learn that, you will never be the same again. Steve's message was that we all have the ability to change the world. Oh my God. Steve's message was that we all have the ability to change the world. That was certainly true of Steve, a visionary who impacted so many people's lives and urged us all to think different. From Doug Diaz to Steve Jobs, all of the creative, confident people we have crossed paths with have found a way to apply extraordinary energy and exert a remarkable influence. And we know that as you gain creative confidence going forward, you will have the chance to make your own dent in the universe. Start with a growth mindset and the deep-seated belief that your true potential is still unknown, that you are not limited to only what you have been able to do before. In subsequent chapter, we will offer practical tools that will help you to acquire new skills and find new inspirations and unleash more of your creative capacities. To do so, you will need to act and to experience your own creativity firsthand. But to act, most of us must first overcome the fear that have blocked our creativity in the past. Oh, finally I finished. So I actually read two units of this chapter actually. So the first one is about a girl's state of mind. If I put two units in the same video clip, it's gonna be too long, but I also like the first one that I read very much. It was talking about the first paragraph I read was actually about the fixed mindset and the girl's mindset. And I was saying that actually reminds me of my own experience. I really think I used to be a very, very fixed mindset person, and through the years with all the different people that I see, I really got influenced by them a lot and started to change the way that I think about the things, especially about the new things, and trying to be a girl's mindset person. And I'm actually feeling very good, and the overall attitude, I would say, the overall attitude of my life actually changed by this changing of from fixed mindset to growth mindset, because I think with what I had before, there's always a fear inside of me when I heard I'm going to do something new, or there's always a strong voice in my mind telling me a rejection to anything that I'm not familiar with. But right now, I think I realized, ever since I realized that, I started to figure out a way to help me transit from from staying in my comfort zone to this state of growth mindset. Would be introducing new information into my life slowly and gradually. Even if there is something that I've never heard of or never tried, I will actually gather information about it first and force myself to get familiar with the related information, and to help me transit better instead of labeling it with a complete big rejection first. So that's one of the really big change that I gained over the years, and I do get lots of benefits from that. Very first benefits will be the happiness, that the less fear and the more happiness inside of me. So that's something I think really, really powerful. Right now, even if I have something new or some challenge ahead of me that I've never got stepped into, I won't be as what is that word? As afraid as before. So it's totally the attitude change from a very depressive to a optimistic way. So that's something I acquired over the years, which I think is really good. I like being a growth mindset person, although it sometimes seems to other people that these kind of person are like they are too brave, and yeah. I can't find an English word. 莽撞. What is that? Yeah. Anyways, that's some thoughts that I had from the reading of today. And so I finished the first chapter called Flip, which is basically telling us to never say no to yourself, and never say no to the fact that you can be creative as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna continue reading more later then. Have a good one. Bye.